Fall girlies, where are you at? You're probably looking at all of these trends like, yes, I'm loving this now, but am I really going to be in love with this next year or the year after? Because no one is trying to waste their money in this economy, okay? Especially on pieces that you're only going to wear once. So let's dive into the most wearable fall trends this season that might already be in your closet. For my return viewers, welcome back and thank you so much for joining me again. If you happen to be new here, I am Jordan Blackwell, but everyone calls me JB, and you can too now that we're friends. And I love to share realistic style advice to help you build a wardrobe intentionally so you look good and feel good, not just now, but for years to come and get quality without wasting your money. So diving right in, starting with the colors because this is the easiest. So grab your little drinky drink. I got a little kombucha in here. Just felt a little fancy and put it in a nicer cup. And let's talk about how brown is in again. Okay. Brown is in every season, every fall, and that's what I love about it and what makes it so wearable. It's black's sexier cousin. Like, I know we all love black and nothing's really going to beat black, but can I please introduce you to brown? All brown looks, monochrome brown looks, pinstripe brown looks. Brown is just one of those colors that's such an easy swap. You're still gonna look sleek, you're still gonna feel sexy. It's going to make you look snatched like you want to the way that black does, I promise. As long as you're getting kind of the darker, moussier shades, it looks so good and so luxurious. And it's probably something that is sitting in your closet right now that you can easily reach for instead of that black t-shirt you've worn 100 times. The other color that is surprisingly wearable but caught me off guard is pickle green. And some people are calling it slime green, but slime. Anyway, it's this kind of brighter green color and I'm actually really obsessed. I have this fun jacket from Bird Bee that I have had for literally 7 years now. I get asked about it so much. And this is why it's so important to understand what the trends are, but also tap into what your vibe is and what you really enjoy wearing, because thanks to that, I now have a jacket that I get asked about in the spring when this color trends, but now I can transition it into the fall like this, right? You're picking up what I'm putting down. So that's why the colors are such an easy one, because if you love the color, invest your money because you're gonna wear it again and again, and it's gonna be so easy to transition it through the different seasons. Also very unexpected for the fall, purple rain, purple rain. That's right, Prince is coming back from the dead. Maybe not coming back from the dead, but Purple Rain is having a huge moment this season. I'm here for it, especially the girlies who are good at color coordinating. This is your time to shine. I have been seeing people match the purple with the burgundy. Right? How good is this? It really has inspired me, all of these colors honestly, to start mixing and matching a little bit more, because that's also something that's trending this season, is kind of unexpected brighter color pairings for the fall season. So that butter yellow that you saw in the spring is definitely getting worn into the fall season with a fun pop paired with like a burgundy or paired with a brown. Or again, you're seeing this purple or that pickle green mixed together. So if you've been wanting to play around with color combinations, this is the time to try it out. I gotta take a sip before we get into the textures because honestly, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed because this is the one area I feel like we've just not had anything new in so long. Every year, you're gonna see lace. And personally, it's not my favorite, but it is super wearable if you want just a little bit of a trim on a dress. Lingerie dressing, right? Lace is gonna look good, especially if that's your aesthetic. Suede, of course, always making a comeback. That's never going to be out of style in the fall season. Leather, you're also going to see a lot of. I just am so bored here. And I mean that in the best way as someone who loves to wear texture. I just feel like it's been a while since a new texture has really jumped onto the scene. So that's what's really great about this fall season, is that any texture that you might have invested in the previous season, whether it's thicker rib knits, it is leather, it is suede, those are all gonna be super wearable and something you can reach for again this fall season and look absolutely on trend without spending any money. Getting into prints and patterns, because this is a little bit more advanced and not everybody's cup of tea, but town and country is having a moment. And what that really just means is a lot of plaid, a lot of gingham. And you're gonna also see that mixed with corduroys, you're gonna see that mixed with browns. But the brand that's doing it in such a fun and unexpected way this season, ASOS. ASOS is killing it right now, okay? And this is coming from a girl who was raised in rural Wisconsin, up north, the middle of nowhere, where the epitome and peak fall fashion was. a plaid jacket, skinny jeans, and some ankle boots. Okay, your girl definitely dressed like that for a majority of her high school. Your girl dressed like that for a majority of high school. That was the aesthetic. I was not trying to be different. However, I love revisiting this now that I'm an adult because really good personal style, like personal style that just is so sickening and nasty. You're like, she's doing it so well. A lot of that is because the girlies know how to reference their past in their current outfits, and they know how to pick some of the pieces that do tell that story about maybe where they grew up or how they grew up, but have found more modern ways to incorporate it. So they're still giving that nod to like a younger them, but also transitioning into their elevated self. So like this dress from ASOS, I could definitely see in my closet paired with my Affirm denim bomber jacket and some cool boots. I definitely could see that being such a fun take on the trends now. Or I've seen this gingham skirt as well. It's so good. Paired with like a very elevated like sweater, something cozy, some thick boots. That's what's so cool about town and country. I feel like, especially if you're a Midwest girly, this one is not a far reach at all. You probably have one or two pieces like this in your closet already ready to go, and pairing it with something a little bit more modern is gonna make you look polished and be on trend. The other pattern we are seeing is also not a surprise. Of course, animal print never dies. At this point, I think we've all accepted animal print, especially leopard print. That's a neutral at this point. But what is starting to enter the chat and stay in the chat has been zebra print. Kind of like my chair here from Urban Outfitters. Zebra print is one of those neutral prints that honestly is so refreshingly unexpected because so much of us see leopard print all the time, or we might just be over cow print. Zebra is a little bit more elevated. Honestly, not that cow print's not elevated, to be honest, but zebra print definitely still gives that luxury, and it gives you a lot of different opportunities to play around because unlike leopard print, the white and the black lends itself to be able to be mixed and matched with so many bold colors and different patterns and prints without clashing too hard or being like too harsh on the eyes. So this is definitely a print that if you've been on the fence, is probably a decent investment because it has literally not dropped off the trends list for the last maybe year and a half, 2 years. And speaking from personal experience as someone who loves to wear animal print, it's always something that I get complimented on. Like I have these boots from ASOS and literally every time I leave the house, I get stopped and questioned about the boots. Moving into styling, because this takes a little bit more patience to kind of nail down, but also does not require you to spend any money. We are seeing this everywhere, modern academia, modern prep. This is not going anywhere. I'm fearful that old money, and I mean this in a polite way, I'm just fearful that old money is here to stay in the fact that like neutrals, very casual, polos on polos, double button downs, blazers. But that's also what's really nice about it is that you probably have a classic button up and a blazer. You're already basically dressed in modern academia. Add a loafer, maybe a smart sunglass, a cool bag. You're already there. Like that's what's really kind of cool about modern prep is that we all did it when we were younger. I personally couldn't fit in Hollister or American Eagle, so I was an Aeropostale girly. If you know, you know. But seeing this kind of resurgence as I'm older, it is a very easy one. Blazers are always going to look good, especially if you did get a plaid blazer, giving that more country feel. Or you can get a classic blazer, structured blazers. It's just very easy styling. Like just think workwear paired with jeans more or less is kind of how I feel. Or blazers and sweaters paired with skirts, right? That's really how I'm seeing this really play out and be wearable for every day without being too overwhelming. The other styling that you're gonna see is oversized everything. I feel like I'm seeing oversized sweatshirts, oversized pants, oversized blazers, oversized bags. Ugh, you are going to be smacked in the face. Like, I'm just gonna warn you now, like they're gonna be coming at you from every direction, and we all know who's to blame. I'm gonna talk about it later in the video, but oversized bags specifically this fall are going to have a huge moment. I'm really not mad at this. The hard part that you may run into to make this wearable is finding the right sizing for you. I know that when I do baggier pieces, I typically find that I need my tops to stop at a certain length, or I need the pants to be so wide for the impact I'm looking for without it looking frumpy and without it looking baggy. So that's why this one's gonna be a little bit more complicated, but if you can nail it, like the girlies who nail it, the outfits, they are just sickening, like looking so good. I'm actually eyeing up these pants from ASOS. They actually have a couple of other pants as well that fit this kind of like oversized but still classic kind of vibe. And that's what I'm going to encourage you. If you feel like you're not finding anything in your closet, definitely check the thrift shop and the men's section. I will say that's where I love to start when I'm looking for baggier button-ups, baggier sweaters, baggier jeans. There's so many options, but in the event that I'm looking for something super specific, because the way I love this is with tailoring. I love pleat front, wide leg. It's just, it all started with the Alice and Olivia pants. You've seen them in so many of my outfit videos. You're probably sick of them, but that to me is just like the epitome peak piece because it's giving you preppy, but it's also very wearable and feeds into the oversized trend and being something that year after year after year, it just gives what it needs to give, which is honestly the perfect segue into the next trend, and that is just eclectic minimalism, which sounds like an oxymoron, but what you're gonna be seeing a lot is that while people still do want to dress minimally, they still want to have some kind of extraness, right? So you guys know that I love a good elevated basic, tops like this or pants like this, where it's just a little bit louder than your basic, but very wearable like a basic. This I would consider to be like extreme basics. And the best example I can give you is this dress on Revolve. Like, it's a knit dress, but then you have all this extra fringe and it's so fun, but it is still minimal and still very like head turning. Now, this may not be something that you automatically have in your closet, but it can be something that would be a fun DIY project. Like, I am loving brooches and charms right now, so finding some vintage brooches, maybe your grandma has a brooch or your mom has a brooch, and adding that to your blazers or adding that to sweaters. That's such an easy kind of like low-hanging fruit that you could do. And that also is the other styling I'm seeing a lot this season that I think we are going to hopefully see a lot more of because I think it's really lending itself to the return of personal style, and that is DIY tailoring. So instead of going to the tailor, it feels like everybody and their mama is just fixing it with a safety pin. And I'm not mad. Like, I'm seeing safety pins, I'm seeing ribbons, I've seen these cool little like cinch pants clips that you can put on from Amazon that are so cute and come in different styles if you want to be more aesthetic. And I'm seeing that this is probably going to be a very huge resurgence in the next year or two, not because people don't want to spend money on new pieces. I think that a lot more people do want their pieces to have a little bit more history or a little bit more of a story to it. And so when you've done it yourself, right, it's so fun when someone's like, oh my gosh, this is so cute, like, where did you get it? And you're like, I actually did it myself. Like, you know that feeling when you just like accomplish something, you're like, wow, it turned out better than I thought. Like, that's how I feel about my shoe cabinet back there. I did do that myself, and it was like, you guys, instead of spending $3,000, I did it myself and it came out really good. And I think that's one of the reasons I love this resurgence, because it's one of those ways that you can give yourself that confidence that has nothing to do with how you personally look. It just comes with accomplishing something that you wanted to accomplish, and then other people getting to see it and also enjoy it as well. So that's something really, really fun about the DIY tailoring that we're seeing this season. Of course, it could not be a trends video without sharing the pieces that are actually trending. I'm going to again warn you right now, what you're going to see a lot of is funnel neck jackets. The 80s is returning, the power polos and snapping up the collars is returning. I'm not mad. I'm really not. I think if you are somebody who is looking to enjoy this trend, please start at the thrift stores. I'm sure people are going to snap them up, but again, the men's section is going to be a very sneaky way. And if you are petite enough, the boys section is going to be a very sneaky way to find some of these things. I personally will be raiding my grandfather's closet because I know he's got something in there that is going to do exactly what I need to do. The other thing I'm seeing entirely too much of, I personally don't feel like we all need to run out and buy this specific pair, but the Miu Miu sneakers. Miu Miu and New Balance keep partnering together, and I love it. The sneakers are great, just $1,000 feels ridiculous. So let me introduce you to Steve Madden's alternative, which is $109, and that's if you aren't a Steve Madden member, who gets an additional 20 to 30% off. I'm just saying, like, you're gonna see these kinds of sneakers everywhere, and it does make sense. They're comfortable, they look good, they're chic, and you need something that you're gonna be walking around in if you stand all day or depending on your job. Like, you want to explore, and not everybody is a heels and explore the world type girly, and that's fine. And you might remember earlier in the video when I mentioned that oversized bags were everywhere, and we know who's to blame. It's Coach. Coach and their Soft Empire bag and the Kiss Lock bag. we've seen them everywhere. We've seen the dupes everywhere. They're everywhere. That that for me again is take it or leave it. I don't love the idea of having to do this with a bag all day. I don't. I don't even like carrying my big tote bags all day, even my big work bag. Like, I personally don't love it. They do look sleek. Like, if I could carry nothing in the bag, maybe, but I'm not carrying a heavy bag on my posture. I'm not trying to have a bad back when I'm older. You know what I mean? Like, that, again, that might be me being a little bit older, but I've also just never felt the need to like have ginormous bags. I don't know, like it's just seemed a lot of work to me. Let me know your thoughts if you're loving or hating the oversized bag trend. I'm not gonna dive too deep into the shoes because if you missed it, there is an entire video not only showing my fall shoe collection, but talking about the fall shoe trends and what's gonna be rewearable, not just for this season, but for next season. I did wanna touch on the fact that you're gonna see curved heels and structural heels a lot this fall season. And I really love this because it is such an easy way to elevate an outfit, and it is something unexpected that you can do that's going to be very minimal effort, right? Like choosing the right shoe, choosing an unexpected shoe is such a low-hanging fruit to step up your outfits, even if you are going to be regular. Like even if you're going to throw on just a t-shirt and some jeans, a little sculptural heel in the back poking out, like it's just gonna give like, oh no, come on, what she know? She knows something, right? And so that's what I love. And ASOS has quite a few. I promise they have not sponsored this video, although if they're looking, like go ahead and shout them out in the comments and let them know they need to come here. But ASOS has been doing a great job this season, in my opinion, just capturing the essence of like re-wearable fall pieces, because even these boots, I can see myself wearing these year round, into the winter, into the spring, year after year. Like it's just classic, but still fun and unexpected. Then you're also gonna see a lot of hats with personality, and I think that this is due to Copenhagen Fashion Week. I don't know if you've ever watched Copenhagen Fashion Week, but for me, generally, I love Fashion Week because of the street style. Like, I always loved seeing how people would reinvent or just find really fun ways to wear like the basic pieces, whether it's jeans or a blazer, and those fun combinations. But the Copenhagen girlies during Fashion Week are on a whole nother level, and I think we all saw these little crochet caps. I have lived 33 years. My birthday is not quite here yet, although depending when you watch this, it may be my birthday already. It's on the 16th of September. But I have lived almost 34 years of my life, and I've never seen anyone in the US ever wear one of these. I have never seen this, but I'm obsessed. And they had so many other fun hats and fun styles. So as we're going into the fall season, you're going to see a lot more people reaching for not just a regular baseball cap, but something that's got a little bit of personality, a little bit of funk. Someone who does this really great is Essential's hats. If you've not seen Essential, I was introduced to them during Fashion Week last year when I went to go into their pop-up. Oh, like these are statement hats. These are giving personality with a capital P, like personality. And I'm obsessed. And you're definitely going to see more of them. I actually have quite a few saved up that I have been eyeing up, like, okay, if I was going to splurge on something. They're just so fun. They're just so exciting. And they're going to, again, be such a fun way to add something unexpected to a regular outfit that you're always going to be able to maybe have a fun story or, of course, start a conversation around. I am so excited to hear which of these fall trends are calling you the most. What was already in your closet that you have been dying to dust off and pull out for this season? I'm so curious because I really love seeing what you guys are wearing as well. And when you guys share that with me, it really makes me smile and it makes me feel so happy that we are finding the pieces that are working for your style and helping you feel amazing and confident. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you do not miss a video, because if you've made it this far, you're basically part of the crew. You're picking up what I'm putting down, and you might as well tune in to the next video, because that is what we are all about here, is finding pieces intentionally, finding pieces that we're gonna wear and build a wardrobe and a life that makes us feel amazing. In fact, if you like to see the trends, what is wearable, and get an idea of pieces that would be worth your money as you are looking to shop and add to your wardrobe, check out this entire playlist where I dive even deeper into other trends, what is wearable, how to style them, and really get the most out of your wardrobe. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in that playlist.